The battle between Goku, Vegeta, and Granola has finally begun. Who will come out on top? We're gonna find out in today's review for Dragon Ball Super Chapter 72. How's it going, everyone? InnovativeJdawg here, back again with yet another Dragon Ball Super manga chapter review. Last time we reviewed Chapter 71, and today we're going to take a look at Chapter 72, entitled Saiyans and Cerulean, where I'm going to break down what happens in this action-packed chapter, and we're going to see how it leads into Chapter 73, releasing here in the next little while. But before I dive deep into the review, make sure you smash that thumbs up button so that other Dragon Ball fans can see this video as well, and also subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on all my Dragon Ball content. With that being said, let's get started. So, if you remember from Chapter 71, Oil and Maki, members of the Heaters gang, traveled down to planet Earth to convince the two Saiyans, Goku and Vegeta, into helping them defeat a supposed bad guy threatening their planet. This bad guy would turn out to be Granola, since the Heaters were scheming on killing him before he became too powerful. But not only did the two deceive Goku and Vegeta into working for them, Maki also warned Granola about the two Saiyans coming to planet Cereal, making it sound like they were working for Frieza. So with these two forces believing each other to be enemies, the fierce battle between Goku, Vegeta, and Granola is about to commence. Chapter 72 opens with Goku and Vegeta finally arriving on planet Cereal, where, right off the bat, Vegeta points out that it's relatively peaceful for having been attacked by a supposed bad guy. Maki points the two Saiyans off towards a nearby mountain range, and the two Saiyans head off, leaving the two Heaters behind. Maki then goes on to tell Oil to go spy on the battle between the three warriors, and tells him that the other two Heaters are about to arrive on planet Cereal. And from their spaceship that is slowly approaching the planet, Elec and Oil look down at their destination, as Gas points out that he doesn't have fond memories of his time on this planet. Now, I've had a few people comment saying that maybe this is foreshadowing that the Ceruleans weren't the most innocent, and that maybe they have a few skeletons in their closet that we'll soon find out about, but based off what I know about Gas's character, and what Elec says shortly after, it seems like this revolves around Gas himself. Maybe back then he wasn't strong enough, or maybe he feels guilty for indirectly causing the genocide of a whole species. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but back to Goku and Vegeta, the two fly over the cities built up and inhabited by the Shigurians, where Vegeta points out that their civilizations remain untouched, and that all the ruins they've come across seem to be quite old. It's at this point that he starts to have some suspicions about the supposed bad guy they've come to fight, and he starts questioning the true intentions behind Maki and Oil. Like I already mentioned in a video I created a few days ago, I have a feeling we're going to see Granola reconcile with the two Saiyans, and they're going to turn against the Heaters just based off of Vegeta's suspicions seen throughout this chapter. So if you want to hear that discussion in greater detail, link will be in the description, or you can click the card up in the top right of the screen. Anyway, the two Saiyans continue onwards before they're attacked by a barrage of energy blasts fired from a nearby forest. Goku points out that the blasts are really accurate and that it's very difficult to dodge them, and Vegeta transforms into a Super Saiyan so they can trace the blasts back to whoever fired them. For a brief moment, the blasts stop, giving Goku enough time to close his eyes and concentrate into using the Ultra Instinct technique. Keep in mind, he's still in his base form, since he's still training to master the technique without transforming. And it's not long before another barrage of energy blasts start firing towards the two Saiyans, making them dash towards the source. Vegeta does his best to fly around all the blasts, but Goku, with his eyes still closed, starts dodging all the blasts with ease. The two quickly stumble upon the source of whoever was attacking them, but are shocked to find no one there. And before the two can investigate further, another barrage of beams rain down on top of them, and the two struggle to dodge them. It seems like Granola is playing a game of cat and mouse with the two Saiyans, as whenever they fly into the air to attack him, Granola rapidly goes back down to the ground to fire from below, and Vegeta points out that maybe this guy is moving faster than what they could ever keep up with. Immediately after, a precise energy blast is fired into the back of Goku's neck. With the blast hitting such a vital point with such accuracy, Goku rapidly falls down to the ground and Vegeta rushes to his aid. And I just want to say, I love how Vegeta shows such care for Goku in this situation. It really highlights how close these two have grown ever since their first meeting, and I don't know, I just really like this moment. Regardless, Vegeta says that they only brought 2 senzu beans on this trip, but he reluctantly gives Goku one of them and berates him for relying on Ultra Instinct too much. Goku gets to his feet and transforms into a Super Saiyan just like Vegeta, and the 2 Saiyans wait for their opponent to make his next move. I love how this chapter brought back the original Super Saiyan form instead of having the 2 transform directly into Super Saiyan Blue. It feels like a rare treat to see the classic golden-haired form nowadays, so I loved every second of its appearance throughout this chapter. But after transforming, Goku then senses something in the forest and fires a blast into the trees towards Granola, who rapidly vanishes and appears behind the 2 of them. Goku wonders if Granola used instant transmission, but he quickly shoots that idea down since Granola moved much faster than that, which is shocking. Granola reveals himself as the strongest warrior in the universe and reveals that he's the last of the Cerulean people, a species that Goku nor Vegeta have ever heard about. But even though the 2 of them don't know the Ceruleans, Granola reveals that he knows the Saiyans all too well, and that he holds some sort of grudge against them. Before their chat can continue though, Granola floats into the sky and aims his hand towards the 2 Saiyans. Squeezing it together, he forces the ground beneath their feet to explode, which forces our 2 heroes up into the sky. Vegeta points out that that move Granola used was very similar to the Hakai technique, and Goku is shocked by the notion that Granola may know their techniques. Goku asks Vegeta if the 2 of them should attack him together, but Vegeta declines the offer and says that Goku can fight him first, almost as if he's wanting Goku to get bodied so that he can step in and save the day, which is what we usually see when Vegeta fights first and then Goku comes into the fray later on. Now, if it were up to me, I think it would have been smarter for the 2 to attack Granola as a team, and it's kinda odd how Vegeta isn't wanting to fight him first, since we usually see him go up against a threat first before Goku, but I think it's necessary for Vegeta to step out of the fight for now, and I'll explain why later. Goku drops down into the crater in front of Granola as Vegeta reverts back into his base form to go stand on top of a nearby ruined tower. He points out that there may be more to Granola than what they've been led on to believe, and that he may be more than just another villain that they need to defeat. Granola asks Goku why he hasn't transformed into that notorious Uzaru form yet, and Goku responds by saying that they can't pull that transformation off anymore since they don't have their tails. Instead, Goku shows Granola something much more powerful by transforming into the Super Saiyan God transformation. The 2 warriors get into their fighting stances and prepare for the intense fight that follows, with Granola lunging forward to attack first. Granola proves to be quite formidable and quite relentless as he continues attacking Goku with such speed and ferocity that he doesn't even give Goku an opening to attack. So with no other option, Goku closes his eyes and begins using the Ultra Instinct technique once more while in the Super Saiyan God form. This whole concept is insane and opens up a whole bunch of opportunities for the franchise moving forward. I plan on making a detailed discussion on this concept soon, explaining what we saw in this chapter and how it can change the series moving forward, but I just have to say that using Ultra Instinct in conjunction with Super Saiyan forms, just like what we saw with Super Saiyan God in this chapter, it proves to be quite useful, and as pointed out by Vegeta, Ultra Instinct becomes more accurate when used with a transformation. Like I said, I want to save this topic for a video in the near future, but based off my initial impressions, I love the concept of using Ultra Instinct with Super Saiyan God, and this chapter does a fantastic job at making it look super cool in combat by having Goku dodge a rainstorm of energy beams, cause I just love that shot. But unfortunately, the conjunction of Super Saiyan God Ultra Instinct is cut off short when Granola catches Goku off guard. Rapidly appearing on the ground in front of him, Granola thrusts his hand forward and places the tips of his fingers on Goku's stomach, knocking him back a few feet. At first, Goku doesn't feel a thing, but then a sharp pain rapidly darts throughout his body, and he drops back into his base form. Vegeta and Oil, who has been watching this entire confrontation from the sidelines, are both shocked to see a mere tap from Granola do such damage, and Vegeta starts questioning how Granola can target such vital points at such speeds, and he starts wondering how he learned Goku's weaknesses so quickly. Granola then goes on to mention that he was able to see all of Goku's weak spots through his right eye, which has been proven to be the sharpest in the entire universe. Hearing this from afar, Vegeta then starts to realize that the Ceruleans were a tribe driven to extinction, a tribe known for their right eyes that have been evolved for combat. This is now starting to sound a bit familiar to him, and he decides to do a bit of investigating in the ruined city that he's in, which just so happens to be Granola's hometown. Granola then goes on to ask Goku if he's been holding back, and Goku reveals that he has a much stronger transformation than what we've seen so far. Granola doesn't see this whole skirmish as a game like Goku does, and he says that as long as the other Saiyan is still alive, he could extract Frieza's location from him, which greatly confuses Goku. Granola starts to get angry at Goku's supposed attempt to waste his time, and Goku starts to question whether or not Granola is actually the bad guy in this situation. But before any reconciliation could be made, Granola boosts his ki and starts to get stronger, which then kicks Goku back into his fighting spirit, and he transforms into Super Saiyan Blue for another round. The two warriors lunge towards each other and clash in a battle that shakes the whole planet, and at the same time, Vegeta steps down into a gigantic footprint left behind by a Uzaru and realizes who Granola truly is, and the chapter ends there. I gotta say, I loved this chapter. Even though it was mostly filled with action, fantastic action might I add, there was still room for plot progression thanks to Vegeta taking a backseat to Goku and Granola's fight. I'm glad that Vegeta didn't decide to fight Granola first, because now he was able to learn and recognize some of the history revolving around Granola and his people. He started to learn more about why they were brought to this planet, and he's starting to realize that the Heaters deceived them into coming to Planet Cereal. In my eyes, it feels like the Heaters messed up big time by bringing these two Saiyans to Planet Cereal rather than having Granola head to Earth, because now Vegeta actually has a way to tell Granola that they're not the bad guys in this situation, and that they've all been used, and maybe if the story goes a certain way, I could see these three warriors teaming up and going against Frieza and the Heaters. Again, if you want a more detailed discussion on this idea, please go check out that video I talked about earlier about Granola changing sides. Once again, it's linked in the description, or you can click the card up in the top right of the screen. But not only did this chapter progress the storytelling of this arc, it gave us some fantastic action between Goku and Granola. I mean, Super Saiyan God Ultra Instinct, it's such a cool concept, and I cannot wait to see it evolve in the future of Dragon Ball Super, because in my eyes, it's very similar to mixing the Kaioken technique with Super Saiyan Blue to make something more powerful. I think it's great how Goku still has access to those transformed versions of Ultra Instinct, you know, the ones that we've all grown accustomed to, but he's capable of growing beyond that realm of power by mixing the technique with transformations, which, pointed out by Vegeta, proved to be much more accurate than using Ultra Instinct in his base form. But not only was it cool to see Super Saiyan God make a return with Ultra Instinct, I love how this chapter gave us Super Saiyan again. I always love seeing that form, and I really enjoyed seeing Granola fight. All of his techniques are really cool to see, and I love his style of fighting. It feels fluid and precise, but while he can move gracefully, he hits like a truck. I just want to learn more about his techniques though, like how does he know some sort of variation of the Hakai? Is it possible that Granola himself knows some version of the Ultra Instinct technique? Only time will tell, and maybe that's a discussion for another day. But overall, this chapter was a blast from start to finish. I loved the spectacular action scenes. I thought it was interesting to have Vegeta investigate the ruins of Granola's hometown, where he would of course find that Uzaru footprint, because like I said, that has the power to drastically change the direction of this story, and I also loved the blunt and agitated interactions that Granola had with both of the Saiyans. Hopefully, we'll see Granola come to his senses soon enough and team up with the two of them, but first, I'm excited to see the rest of that intense battle between himself and Super Saiyan Blue Goku in Chapter 73. Until then, what did you all think of Chapter 72? Did you enjoy this chapter, or did you have any complaints about it? Leave your thoughts down in the comments and let me know your opinions on the future of this arc. I would love to hear all your ideas, so please comment, and while you're at it, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button to help push this video into YouTube's algorithm. The more likes this video has, the more likely it is that other Dragon Ball fans will also see this video. Plus, it gives me an idea of how much you enjoyed today's content. While you're at it though, click that subscribe button and turn on post notifications by clicking that bell icon. That way, you'll be able to see whenever I upload a new video. If you're a fan of all things Dragon Ball, you'll definitely want to stick around because I make a ton of content ranging from reviews, discussions, speculation videos, and so much more. If all that interests you, you'll definitely want to subscribe, and also keep in mind, Chapter 73 releases very soon, so I'm going to drop my review for it immediately. So if you want to watch that video, you'll want to hit that bell so you know when it releases. As always though, thank you all so much for watching today's video, I hope you enjoyed. Until my next video though, I will be seeing all of you Dragon Ball fans later. See ya!